Hello guys and welcome back to the course. So in all our previous classes, we were drawing different shapes like rectangle, diamond, parallelogram to show the steps that are involved in solving a problem. Basically we were drawing flowcharts. But from now on, we will never draw flowchart. Why? Because today we are going to learn pseudocodes. So before discussing pseudocode, I want you to answer me a very simple question. My question is, what is our ultimate aim? What do we want to achieve? So our ultimate aim is to somehow show the steps that we have followed to solve a problem. And in all our previous classes, we were showing these steps with the help of flowcharts, that is, with the help of different shapes and arrows. But what pseudocode says, if your aim is to just show the steps, then you can simply write structured English showing the steps. There is no need of drawing different shapes. Makes sense? Okay, so let's compare flowchart and pseudocode side by side. Flowchart, pseudocode. Okay, so if marks is greater than 33, if this condition is true, print pass. And if this condition is false, then print fail. So what will be the corresponding pseudocode? If marks is greater than 33, then print pass, print pass, else print fail. Okay, so if marks is greater than 33, then print pass, else print fail. So they both are same. They both are same. Okay, so let's see one more example. Suppose I want to print hello 5 times. What will I do? I will use a loop. So I equals 1. Is I less than or equals to 5? If this condition is true, I will print hello. And I will increase the value of I by 1. So I equals I plus 1. And then I will check the condition again. And if this condition is false, you can end your program. So the first part is initialize, the second part is to check the condition, third part is to do some work, and the fourth you can say is update. Similarly, initialize. So I equals 1. This is how we initialize. Okay, so I equals 1 while I is less than or equals to 5. Do. What will I do? I will print hello. Print hello. And increase the value of I by 1. So I equals I plus 1. And at this point of time, my loop will break and I have printed hello 5 times. So you can return. Return means you can end your program. So return is same as end. This is same as I equals 1. So this is my condition. And this is update. Okay, so the both are same. So you can see here pseudocode is much simpler than flowchart. There is no need of drawing different shapes. You can simply write structured English. So we all know how this is working, how this will print hello 5 times. Now let's see how this will work. So initially I equals 1. Okay, then you will check the condition. Is 1 less than or equals to 5? So the condition is true. You will print hello. Okay, and then you will increase the value of I by 1. So the new value of I is 2. and then you will check the condition again. Is 2 less than or equals to 5? So the condition is true. You will print hello. And then you will increase the value of 5 by 1. So the new value of 5 is 3. And then you will check the condition again. Is 3 less than or equals to 5? So the condition is true. Print hello. And then you will increase the value of 5 by 1. So the new value of 5 will become 4. Then you will check the condition again. Is 4 less than or equals to 5? So the condition is true. You will print hello. And then you will increase the value of I by 1. So the new value of I is 5. Then you will check the condition again. Is 5 less than or equals to 5? So the condition is true. You will print hello. And then you will increase the value of 5 by 1. So the new value of 5 will become 6. And then you will check the condition again. So is 6 less than or equals to 5? Is 6 less than or equals to 5? No. Then you will come out of this loop. So this is my loop. You will come out of this loop. You will reach here. And here I have return. So return means end your program. So I will end your program and hello is printed 5 times. And similarly, this loop is running 5 times and each time I am printing hello. So in total, hello will be printed 5 times. Now we will be solving 4 problems and this time we will be writing pseudocode instead of drawing flowchart. So problem 1. Problem statement is given n, check if it is prime or not. So if you remember, we have already covered this problem in our previous videos, but in that lessons, we have drawn the flowchart. But today we will be writing pseudocode for the same. Okay, so what was our logic to check whether a number is prime or not? So my logic was very simple. Starting from 2 till n minus 1, I will try to find just one single number that divides n. And if I am able to find just one single number that divides n between 2 to n minus 1, then n is not prime. Otherwise, n is prime. Okay, so let's write pseudocode. Read n. I equals 2. While I is less than or equals to n minus 1. Do. So what will I do here? I will try to divide the number by I. So if n is divisible by I, then my number is not prime. So I can print here not prime. And we can end our program. Return. Return means end your program. Okay. Otherwise, what will I have to do? I will increase the value of I by 1. I equals I plus 1. Okay. So if the given number is not prime, then I will reach here and my program will be over. But what if n is prime? Then this statement will not be executed and this loop will break and I will reach here. So if I reach here, the thing is very clear that n is prime. So I will print prime and then I will end my program. So return. Okay, so let's see how it is working with the help of an example. Let's say n equals 4. So read n. Initially I equals 2. So I equals 2. N minus 1 is 3. Then here you are checking is 2 less than or equals to 3. So the condition is true. You will come inside the loop. Then you will check is 4 divisible by 2. So the condition is true. You will print not prime. So I will print not prime. And then return statement will be executed. So return means end your program. So my program will end and my output is not prime for n equals 4, which is 100% correct. Okay, so let's see one more example. Let's say the value of n is 5. So read n, I equals 2. Okay, so I equals 2 and n minus 1 equals 4. Then you will check the condition. Is 2 less than or equals to 4? So the condition is true. You will come here. You will come inside the loop. Then you will check. Is 5 divisible by 2? No. So this statement will not be executed and you will reach here. Increase the value of 5 by 1. So the new value of I is 3. And then you will check the condition again. So is 3 less than or equals to 4? So the condition is true. You will come here. Is 5 divisible by 3? No. The condition is false. This statement will not be executed and you will reach here. Increase the value of 5 by 1. So the new value of I is 4. Then you will check the condition again. Is 4 less than or equals to 4? So the condition is true. You will come inside the loop. Then you will check. Is 5 divisible by 4? No. So this statement will not be executed. You will increase the value of 5 by 1. So the new value of I is 5. Then you will check again. Is 5 less than or equals to 4? So is 5 less than or equals to 4? No. The condition is false. And this loop will be broken. We will break this loop. And then you will reach here. Print prime. Okay. So I will print prime. And then return. Return means end your program. So my output is prime, which is 100% correct for n equals 5. So in pseudocode, the instructions are executed line by line from top to bottom. Okay. So instructions are executed line by line from top to bottom. So let us revise how this is working. Okay, so let us revise what we have done. So the problem statement was given n, we have to check whether it is prime or not. So our logic was very simple. Starting from 2 till n minus 1. My aim is to just find one single number that divides n. If I am able to find that number, then the number is not prime. Otherwise, the number is prime. So read n, I equals 2 till I is less than or equals to n minus 1. Because we have to go till n minus 1. You can also write here I less than n. Both are same. Okay. So I less than goes to n minus 1 or I less than n, they both are same. So if this condition is true, what will you do? You will try to divide the given number by I. And if I divides n, then you will print not prime and you can return. Return means end your program. And if this condition is false, then you will reach here and you will increase the value of I by 1. And then you will again come here. Again check the condition. Again check if n is divisible by I. If this condition is true, not prime, return. If this condition is false, increase the value of I by 1. So this will keep going on. Okay. And if I reach here, that means return statement has not been executed. That means given number is prime. So I will print prime and return. That is end your program. Okay, so let us solve problem number 2. Problem 2. Find largest of n numbers. If you remember carefully, we have covered this question in flowcharts. So what was our logic? I told you for reading n numbers, I don't know the value of n. The value of n will be given by user. So for reading n numbers, I need a loop. And each time this loop is running, what will I do? I will read a number. And I will compare this number with the largest. And if this number is greater than largest, I will update the value of largest. And when this loop will end, I will print largest. Okay, so let us write the pseudocode. Read n. I equals 1. Largest equals minus infinity. While I is less than or equals to n because we have to read n numbers. So this loop must run n times. So while I is less than or equals to n, I have to read a number. So read number. Compare this number with largest. So if this number is greater than largest, then update the value of largest. Largest equals num. Okay, and then you will increase the value of I by 1. So I equals I plus 1. And when this loop will end, you will print largest. Return. Okay, so let us take one example to understand this pseudocode. Suppose n equals 3 and I will read 3 numbers, 3, 7 and 5. Okay, so the first step, read n. I equals 1. So I equals 1. Largest equals minus infinity. Okay, so largest equals minus infinity. Is 1 less than or equals to 3? So the condition is true. You will come inside the loop. Then you have to read number. So I will read 3. Then you will compare 3 with the largest. So is 3 greater than minus infinity? Yes, you will update the value of largest. So largest equals 3. Then you will increase the value of I by 1. So the new value of I is 2. And then you will check the condition again. So is 2 less than or equals to 3? So the condition is again true. You will come inside the loop. Read number. This time I will read 7. Okay. And then you have to compare this number with the largest. So is 7 greater than 3? Yes, the condition is true. You will update the value of largest. So largest equals the number that you have read, that is 7. And then you will increase the value of I by 1. So the new value of I is 3. Then you will check the condition again. Is 3 less than or equals to 3? So the condition is again true. You will come inside the loop. Read number. Okay, so this time I will read 5. Compare this number with largest. So is 5 greater than 7? No, the condition is false. And this statement will not be executed. You will come here. You will directly come here. Increase the value of I by 1. So the new value of I is 4. Then you will check the condition again. So is 4 less than or equals to 3? Is 4 less than or equals to 3? No, the condition is false and this loop will break. I will come outside of this loop. I will reach here. Print largest. Okay, so the largest is equals to 7. So I will print 7 and then return. That is end your program. So my output is 7, which is 100% correct for n equals 3 and the values are 3, 7 and 5. Okay, so let us revise what we have done. So the problem was I have to find largest of n numbers. And I told you for reading n numbers, I need a loop. So this is my initialization and this is my condition and this is update. Condition, initialization, and this is update. So with the help of these 3, my loop will run n times. And each time this loop is running, I am reading a number. And I am comparing this number with the largest. And if this number is greater than largest, then I am updating the value of largest. Simple. And after we have read n numbers, this loop will break. We will come out of this loop and I will print largest and then I will finish my program. Simple.